Love is not just an emotion, but a long journey full of challenges, learning, and growth. But do we really understand love, or are we just vague with ups and downs? Have you ever walked into a room and instantly noticed her, the woman who turns heads without trying, who carries herself with quiet confidence, depth, and a kind of glow that feels magnetic? She's not the loudest, nor the most glamorous, but something about her lingers in everyone's mind. This isn't about surface-level beauty or playing games. This is about becoming a woman of substance, the kind of woman who naturally captivates the right man, not by chasing love, but by embodying it. Are you ready to become her? Welcome to the channel, Sophia's Knowledge, and my name is Sophia. This is where we explore real stories, profound lessons, and valuable experiences about love. Today, in this video, Sophia will share with you 6 secrets to help you become the woman men always desire. If you have ever wondered about questions about love, don't skip this video. For the best experience, find a quiet place, put on your headphones and let yourself completely listen to what I am about to share. Relax, and let everything flow away. Let's find out with Sophia the secrets to help you live more fully in each relationship. Let's get started together. Secret number 1. Confidence and independence. The unshakable foundation of an irresistible woman. There is something undeniably magnetic about a woman who stands tall in her truth, radiates confidence, and lives her life unapologetically. She doesn't beg for attention, it naturally gravitates toward her. She doesn't chase affection, her energy commands respect. Confidence and independence are not just desirable traits, they are the essence of feminine power. Many believe that beauty is what draws people in. And while physical appearance may spark initial attraction, it's confidence and independence that keep others intrigued, inspired, and captivated. Let's unpack why these 2 elements are at the heart of every woman who becomes unforgettable. Confidence, knowing your worth without needing approval. Confidence begins where self-doubt ends. It is not arrogance or loudness, it is the quiet, unwavering belief in your value. A confident woman doesn't need to be the loudest in the room to be noticed. Her presence speaks for itself. She knows who she is, what she deserves, and what she will never settle for. A confident woman owns her strengths without downplaying them to make others feel comfortable. Accepts her flaws without allowing them to define her. Sets boundaries not to keep others out, but to protect her peace. Walks into a room not to impress, but to express who she authentically is. Confidence is sexy because it's rare. We live in a world that often profits from women doubting themselves, from beauty standards to social expectations. But when a woman stops seeking validation and starts living for herself, she becomes unstoppable. Independence, building a life you love, not waiting to be rescued. Independence isn't just about financial freedom, although that's part of it. It's about emotional strength, mental clarity, and the ability to stand on your own feet even when things get tough. It means being the author of your own story instead of waiting to be written into someone else's. An independent woman pursues her passions and goals regardless of who's watching. Finds fulfillment within herself rather than in a relationship. Makes decisions with confidence, knowing her voice matters. Chooses a partner out of desire, not desperation. Independence makes you magnetic because it shows you have a life. A woman who knows how to enjoy her own company, who builds her own dreams, and who doesn't need someone else to complete her, that's a woman people respect and admire. The truth is, high-value men are not intimidated by independent women. They are drawn to them. Why? Because an independent woman brings depth, perspective, and strength to a relationship. She's not a burden to carry but a partner to grow with. She adds value, not chaos. How confidence and independence work together. These 2 traits aren't separate, they reinforce each other. Confidence fuels independence, and independence strengthens confidence. When you are confident, you trust yourself to handle life on your own terms. And when you are independent, you develop more confidence through every decision you make alone. Together, they create a powerful dynamic, a woman who is whole on her own. She may want love, connection, and partnership, but she doesn't need them to feel worthy. That distinction changes everything. She walks into a date knowing she brings something to the table. She enters a meeting with her head high, ready to contribute. She faces challenges without crumbling, because her sense of self is not built on shaky foundations. Becoming her, how to cultivate confidence and independence. No one is born with unshakable confidence or complete independence. These are traits you build, like muscles. Here's how you start: know yourself deeply, spend time understanding your values, passions, and purpose. Confidence grows when you know what you stand for. Keep promises to yourself. Every time you follow through on your goals, you prove to yourself that you are reliable and worthy of trust. Step outside your comfort zone. The more you challenge yourself, the more you discover your strength. Independence is born in discomfort. Learn to enjoy your own company, take yourself out. Travel solo. Spend time in silence. Discover how rich your inner world is. Set boundaries and honor them, say no when you need to. Protect your time, energy, and peace. Celebrate your wins, big or small. Every success, no matter how minor, reinforces the belief that you are capable. Final thoughts. Confidence and independence are not trends. They are timeless qualities that never go out of style. A woman who owns her worth and lives on her terms doesn't have to chase anything, not love, not attention, not validation. The right people will naturally be drawn to her fire. So if you're on a journey of becoming that woman, the one who turns heads and touches hearts, start with this foundation. Build your confidence. Claim your independence. And watch how everything around you begins to shift. Not because you changed for the world, but because you finally became everything you were meant to be. If you found this video helpful, please share it with your friends or family to spread the value. And if you have any questions or ideas, leave them in the comments. I'm always listening and ready to answer. Let's continue together. Secret number 2. Learning to love and care for yourself. The heart of true feminine power. You cannot pour from an empty cup. This simple truth is often forgotten in a world where women are praised for how much they give, how much they sacrifice, and how well they take care of others. But here's the reality: the most desirable, radiant, and emotionally balanced women are those who prioritize taking care of themselves first, not out of selfishness, but out of wisdom. Loving and caring for yourself is not vanity. It is sanity. It is the foundation of emotional intelligence, inner peace, and lasting self-worth. When a woman truly knows how to nurture herself, she becomes grounded, whole, and magnetic in a way that no external appearance could ever replicate. Let's dive into why self-love and self-care are not just buzzwords, but powerful practices that shape the kind of woman every man respects, admires, and desires. Self-love, the relationship that shapes all others. Self-love is not about standing in front of the mirror and chanting affirmations, although that can help. It's about the consistent choices you make every single day that reinforce your worth. It's the way you speak to yourself when no one is listening. It's how you treat yourself when life doesn't go your way. When you love yourself, you stop begging others to do it for you. You no longer need someone to fill emotional voids because you already feel whole within. You become a source of love rather than just a seeker of it. A woman who loves herself does not tolerate disrespect in any form, even subtle. Speaks her truth without fear of rejection. Chooses environments, people, and habits that support her growth. Refuses to shrink herself to make others feel comfortable. The way you love yourself sets the tone for how others will love you. If you ignore your needs, neglect your feelings, or constantly put yourself last, you unconsciously give others permission to do the same. But when you prioritize your well-being, you teach the world how to treat you, with the same love and respect you give yourself. Self-care, more than bubble baths and spa days. True self-care is not always glamorous. Sometimes it looks like saying no to things that drain you. Other times it's waking up early to build your dreams, or going to therapy to heal from the past. It's not just about indulgence, it's about maintenance of your mind, body, heart, and soul. A woman who practices self-care consistently honors her physical health by moving her body, eating nourishing food, and getting rest. Protects her mental clarity by limiting toxic influences and information overload. Nurtures her emotional world by acknowledging her feelings instead of suppressing them. Connects with her inner spirit, whether through journaling, nature, prayer, or quiet reflection. When you care for yourself, you create emotional stability. And from that place of stability, you are able to give to others without resentment, love without losing yourself, and lead without burnout. The energy of a woman who treats herself well. There's something undeniably attractive about a woman who knows how to take care of herself. She doesn't walk around seeking attention, yet she attracts it effortlessly. Why? Because self-care emits a frequency. It says, I value myself. I respect my time. I honor my body. I am at peace with who I am. Men are drawn to this kind of energy. It's calming, inspiring, and deeply feminine. It creates safety, not because she is trying to please others, but because she is so grounded within herself that others feel anchored in her presence. When you make yourself your first priority, you raise the standard for everything and everyone in your life. Healing before hoping. One of the most overlooked parts of self-love is healing. Many women carry unprocessed pain. From childhood, past relationships, or societal pressure, and hope that a romantic partner will come along and fix it. But healing is an inside job. Before you open your heart to love, open it to yourself. Sit with your wounds. Tend to your traumas. Forgive your past selves. You are not broken, you are becoming. And when you do the deep, inner work of healing, you stop bleeding on people who didn't cut you. Only then can you love from a place of freedom, not fear. Only then can you receive love without doubting if you deserve it. Becoming her, a practical path to self-love and self-care. If you are ready to step into the version of yourself that is whole, radiant, and irresistible, start with small, consistent acts of love, set a bedtime and keep it. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Speak kindly to yourself. Replace self-criticism with self-compassion. Learn to rest without guilt. You are not a machine. You deserve restoration. Surround yourself with people who uplift, not drain you. Choose joy. Every day, do one thing that makes your heart smile. Remember, the woman you become is built by the habits you repeat. Final thoughts. To love and care for yourself is to make a declaration to the world, I am enough as I am. I deserve goodness. I deserve peace. I deserve love, starting with my own. When a woman embodies this truth, she becomes magnetic. Not because she tries to impress, but because she radiates a light that comes from within. A light that says, I am here. I am whole. I am home. That is the kind of woman no man ever forgets. If you are still watching the video, do not hesitate to comment continue. Leave your thoughts and questions below in the comment section. I look forward to hearing your opinions, and do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that Sophia has more motivation to create more good and meaningful videos. Let's continue together. Secret number 3. Elegant and intelligent communication. The art that elevates every woman. A woman's voice is one of her most powerful tools. It has the ability to create connection, inspire trust, express vulnerability, and command attention. But it's not just about speaking, it's about how you speak, how you listen, and how you make others feel in your presence. Elegant and intelligent communication is the silent signature of a truly captivating woman. It's what makes her memorable in conversations, trusted in relationships, and respected in any room she walks into. In a world overwhelmed by noise and superficial talk, a woman who communicates with grace, clarity, and presence stands out, not because she says more, but because what she says carries weight. Let's explore why refined communication is such a powerful key to attraction and influence, and how you can develop it with intention. Grace in expression, speaking with poise, not pressure. True communication is not about dominating conversations or always having the last word. It's about expressing yourself with clarity, calmness, and confidence. It's knowing when to speak and when to listen. It's understanding that the goal is connection, not control. A woman with graceful communication does not raise her voice to prove a point. She doesn't use sarcasm to mask her pain. She knows how to express herself assertively, not aggressively. She understands that words carry energy, and she uses them intentionally. This kind of poise is powerful because it's rare. Many speak to react. Few speak to understand. And even fewer speak to elevate the conversation. When you choose your words with care, people will begin to listen with more attention. Emotional intelligence, listening between the lines communication is not just what you say, it's how well you listen. Emotional intelligence is the ability to read the room, pick up on subtle emotional cues, and respond with empathy and awareness. It's the quiet confidence of a woman who doesn't just hear words, but understands what's not being said. She listens with her full presence, not just to reply, but to truly understand. She doesn't interrupt to insert her opinion, but waits until the other person feels fully heard. This level of attentiveness makes others feel seen, respected, and valued. It builds trust. It deepens connection. And most importantly, it shows a high level of self-mastery, because only someone secure in herself can hold space for others without needing to dominate the moment. Intelligence in dialogue, witty, wise, and well-spoken. Being intelligent in communication doesn't mean using complicated language or quoting philosophy. It means having something meaningful to say, and the confidence to say it. It means being curious about the world, asking insightful questions, and speaking from a place of authenticity and substance. It means having opinions, but knowing how to share them without dismissing others. A woman with intelligent communication knows when to be quiet, and when to speak with impact, is articulate, but never arrogant, can navigate serious topics without making others feel small, is playful in conversation, without losing depth. Her presence in a conversation leaves an impression, not because she tries to impress, but because her words reflect thoughtfulness, experience, and self-awareness. This kind of intelligence is deeply attractive. It engages the mind, evokes emotion, and creates conversations that linger long after they end. Tone and timing, the unspoken language. How you say something often matters more than what you say. Your tone, facial expression, pace, and body language all contribute to the message you're sending. Elegant communicators are aware of these subtleties. They don't rush to speak. They don't speak in harsh tones unless absolutely necessary. They pause when needed. They breathe before reacting. Their presence alone calms the energy of the space. Timing also matters. Knowing when to have a conversation is just as important as knowing what to say. A woman who communicates well waits for the right moment. She doesn't force uncomfortable topics in the middle of chaos. She chooses peace over pressure. This level of awareness shows maturity. It shows thoughtfulness. And it shows that she values harmony as much as honesty. Boundaries and honesty, speaking the truth with compassion. Refined communication isn't about being passive or pleasing. It's about being honest, but with care. A woman who communicates well knows how to say no without guilt. She knows how to speak up for herself without anger. She expresses her boundaries clearly and kindly, and in doing so, teaches others how to respect her space, time, and values. She doesn't use silence as punishment. She doesn't use her voice as a weapon. She speaks the truth, even when it's uncomfortable, but she does it with compassion. This blend of strength and softness is what makes her powerful. She's not afraid to be real, but she's never reckless with her words. Becoming her, the journey to communication mastery. If you want to become the woman who speaks with elegance and intelligence, start with intention. Here are a few ways to begin. Practice active listening. Focus fully when someone is speaking. Avoid planning your response while they're still talking. Read more. The more you expose yourself to different ideas, the more vocabulary and perspective you gain. Think before you speak. Give yourself a few seconds before responding, especially in emotional moments. Record yourself speaking. Listen to your tone, pace, and clarity. Small adjustments make a big difference. Surround yourself with great communicators. Observe how they express themselves. Learn by osmosis. Final thoughts. Communication is an art, and every woman can master it. When you learn to speak with intention, listen with empathy, and express yourself with strength and grace, you elevate not only your relationships, but your entire presence. You move from being simply heard to being truly felt. In a world full of noise, be the woman whose words bring clarity. In a world full of performance, be the woman whose authenticity leaves a mark. That is the woman who is not only desired, but deeply respected and genuinely unforgettable. Secret number 4. The power of mystery and subtle seduction. The silent language of irresistibility. Not everything about a woman needs to be known at once. In fact, what is held back often speaks louder than what is revealed. Mystery and subtle seduction are not games or manipulations, they are arts. And when practiced with authenticity and grace, they become powerful forces of attraction. In a world driven by overexposure and instant gratification, a woman who understands the strength of mystery becomes unforgettable. She doesn't show all her cards. She doesn't chase. She doesn't overexplain or overshare. She lets people lean in to discover more. She understands that seduction is not about provocation, it is about presence. Let's explore why mystery and the right kind of allure are key qualities in the woman every man desires, and how you can embody them with elegance and depth. Mystery, the allure of what's not immediately obvious. Mystery is not about being distant or cold. It's about holding space for curiosity. It's about knowing that you don't need to put your entire life story on display to be seen, respected, or loved. A mysterious woman is not unreadable. She is simply selective. She reveals her depth slowly, like turning the pages of a great novel. She understands that timing is everything, and that not everything needs to be revealed in the first few chapters. This kind of energy draws people in, not because she is trying to impress them, but because they sense there is more to her than meets the eye. She holds her past with dignity. She doesn't broadcast her every move. She values privacy, not secrecy, but sacred space. In doing so, she invites others to earn access to her world, rather than handing it out freely. Subtle seduction, the confidence to attract without forcing. Seduction is often misunderstood. It is not about revealing skin or using sexuality to control. True seduction is about energy. It's about how you carry yourself, how you move, how you speak. It's about creating intrigue without desperation. A subtly seductive woman doesn't seek validation, she radiates self-assurance. She doesn't need to be loud or flashy to be noticed. Her presence is felt in the way she looks someone in the eyes, in the softness of her voice, in the stillness of her confidence. Seduction, when done right, is not about getting attention. It's about awakening curiosity. It's about allowing someone to feel something in your presence, a sense of wonder, desire, and respect, without having to say or do too much. This makes her powerful. Not because she controls others, but because she controls herself. the balance between openness and enigma. Being mysterious doesn't mean being closed off. A woman who is too guarded can come across as distant. A woman who shares too much too soon can lose her depth. The true art lies in balance. Being warm, open, and authentic, while also maintaining your boundaries and personal space. Think of it like music. The pauses between the notes are just as important as the notes themselves. In communication, what you don't say is just as impactful as what you do. The woman who strikes this balance allows herself to be seen, but not consumed. She invites interest without needing to perform. She shares pieces of herself, not all at once, but intentionally and in the right moments. This creates anticipation. And anticipation is the soul of desire. Cultivating an aura that invites, not demands. There is a quiet power in subtlety. A woman who understands this does not demand attention, she invites it. She does not chase, she attracts. And she doesn't overcompensate, because she knows that her value doesn't need to be proven, only discovered. She walks with purpose. She speaks with intention. She smiles with knowing. And everything about her, from her style to her energy, whispers rather than shouts. She allows space for others to wonder, what inspires her? What does she dream about? What kind of woman is she when no one's looking? This space creates fascination, not because she's trying to be elusive, but because she's truly connected with herself. And that inner connection radiates outward. Mystery as a form of self-respect. Holding a sense of mystery is not just about creating attraction, it's a declaration of self-worth. It means you value your time, your stories, your emotional landscape. You don't give it all away just to feel wanted. You don't spill your soul hoping for connection. You reveal yourself to those who have earned the right to see you fully. That is not pride, that is self-respect. And the woman who respects herself automatically teaches others to do the same. Becoming her, practical ways to cultivate mystery and allure. If you want to embody mystery and subtle seduction with authenticity, begin with presence. And follow with purpose, practice silence. You don't always need to fill the space. Let moments breathe. Choose your words. Speak with care. Let your pauses speak louder than your sentences. Be intentional with your style. Let it reflect your essence without overexposing. Don't explain everything. Some things are more powerful when they're felt, not explained. Make peace with being misunderstood. Not everyone needs to get you. Stay curious. The more you grow, learn, and explore, the more layers you'll develop, and the more depth you'll have to share when the time is right. Final thoughts. Mystery and seduction are not about manipulation. They are about mastery, of self, of energy, and of presence. The woman who learns this becomes unforgettable, not because she's trying to be, but because she's deeply in tune with her own rhythm. In a world that pushes for constant exposure, be the woman who knows the value of mystery. In a time of noise and over-explaining, be the one who speaks with quiet power and confident grace. Because the most captivating women are not always the loudest. They are the ones whose silence speaks volumes, whose gaze invites curiosity, and whose essence lingers long after they've left the room. Secret number 5. A woman with passion and purpose. The magnetic force of clarity. There is something profoundly powerful about a woman who knows where she's going. Her energy is focused. Her time is protected. Her choices are intentional. She doesn't wander through life waiting to be chosen or rescued, she's building her own path. And that kind of presence is impossible to ignore. A woman with passion and clear goals doesn't just attract people, she inspires them. Her vision gives her a glow that no makeup can replicate. Her purpose gives her presence. Her drive gives her depth. She doesn't need to ask for permission to dream or apologize for being ambitious. This kind of woman isn't intimidating, she's rare. She's the woman a man remembers, not just because of how she looks, but because of how alive she is. Let's explore how living with passion and purpose doesn't just enrich your life, it makes you utterly magnetic. Passion, the flame that keeps you alive. Passion is what lights you up. It's the thing that makes your eyes sparkle and your voice rise just a little when you speak about it. It doesn't have to be grand or glamorous. It just has to be yours. A passionate woman brings life into every room she enters, because she carries a spark within her. Whether it's her career, her art, her craft, or her mission, she has something that fuels her beyond external validation. Passion is not about always being busy. It's about being connected to something greater than the everyday routine. It gives your life richness. It gives your days meaning. And it makes you compelling to be around. A woman who has passion is a woman who is alive, and people are naturally drawn to that kind of energy. Purpose, the compass that guides your life. Purpose goes deeper than passion. Passion is what excites you. Purpose is what grounds you. Purpose gives you direction. It helps you make decisions with clarity. It keeps you anchored in your values, even when life gets difficult. A woman with purpose doesn't get swept up in drama or distraction, she knows what she stands for and where she's headed. You don't have to have everything figured out. But when you have a sense of where you want to go, and why it matters, you naturally rise above the noise of life. You start choosing people, habits, and environments that align with your mission. That kind of focus is rare. And rare is attractive. The woman who builds her own world. A woman with clear goals doesn't wait to be chosen, she chooses herself. She invests in her growth. She learns, creates, and builds. She doesn't just consume, she contributes. She doesn't rely on others to give her direction, she becomes her own compass. And because of that, she becomes magnetic. Men don't feel pressure to complete her, they're inspired to join her. She's not looking for someone to save her. She's looking for someone to run beside her, build with her, dream with her. She becomes the kind of woman who adds value to every space she enters, not because she's trying to prove anything, but because she's living her truth. From attractiveness to admiration. Many women chase being attractive. But a woman with goals and vision doesn't stop there, she becomes admirable. Admiration goes deeper than physical appeal. It touches the soul. It evokes respect. It creates emotional desire. Men may look at beauty, but they lean into depth. They remember the woman who had something to say. The one who was building something real. The one who wasn't just dreaming about the future, but actively creating it. Attractiveness may turn heads. But purpose? Purpose turns hearts. The inner confidence that purpose creates. When you have a strong why, your self-worth doesn't swing with the opinions of others. You're not easily shaken by rejection, failure, or criticism. Because you know your mission is bigger than any temporary setback. That kind of inner confidence can't be faked. It's not arrogant. It's rooted. Calm. Certain. It gives you the strength to say no to what doesn't serve you, and the courage to pursue what does. Men are drawn to confident women. Not the loud kind, the deeply assured kind. The woman who knows her path may bend and shift, but she will never lose herself trying to please the world. Becoming her, how to discover your passion and set clear goals. You don't have to have a 5-year plan or a perfectly defined life purpose to start. Clarity comes through action, not overthinking. Here's how you can begin. Get curious. What makes you feel alive? What would you do even if you weren't paid? What do you lose track of time doing? Explore freely, try new things. Take classes. Read books. Travel. Get out of your comfort zone. Reflect often, journal. Meditate. Ask yourself what truly matters to you. Not to society, not to your parents, but you. Set goals, start small. 1 month. 3 months. A year. Focus not just on what you want to achieve, but on who you want to become. Stay consistent, passion fades when you stop feeding it. Purpose stays alive when you show up daily, even in small ways. Protect your vision, not everyone will understand your goals. That's okay. Don't water down your fire to make others comfortable. Final thoughts. A woman with passion and purpose doesn't wait for life to happen, she creates it. Her dreams are not just wishes. They are plans. Her energy is not scattered, it's aligned. Her life is not defined by others, it's shaped by her own hands. And that is what makes her magnetic. In a world where many are chasing attention, be the woman who chases meaning. In a time where many wait to be chosen, be the woman who chooses her own destiny. Because when you live with clarity and fire in your soul, you don't have to chase love. Love is drawn to you. Secret number 6. Soft yet strong. The graceful power of a gentle woman. In a world that often confuses softness with weakness, a woman who remains gentle yet unshakably strong is a rare force. She is not hardened by life's challenges, nor does she let the noise of the world drown out her nature. Instead, she embraces her grace, her tenderness, her emotional intelligence, all while carrying a core of unwavering strength. The woman every man desires is not defined by extremes. She is not overly aggressive, nor passively agreeable. She knows how to stand her ground without raising her voice. She listens without losing herself. She can be tender, but never a pushover. And that balance is exactly what makes her unforgettable. Let's explore how gentleness, when embraced without apology, becomes one of the most powerful forms of strength, and how you can embody it with authenticity and pride. The power of emotional grace. Gentleness is not about avoiding conflict or staying quiet. It's about responding to life, and to people, with emotional wisdom. A gentle woman doesn't react impulsively. She responds with intention. She knows how to calm a storm, not fuel it. This doesn't mean she doesn't feel deeply. In fact, she often feels more, but she channels her emotions wisely. She uses empathy as a strength, not as a way to be taken advantage of. She doesn't seek to dominate a room, yet when she speaks, people listen. Not because she demands authority, but because her presence carries calm confidence. Men are deeply drawn to this kind of emotional grace. It feels safe. It feels nurturing. It feels rare. Softness is not submission. One of the biggest misconceptions about gentle women is that they are submissive or easy to manipulate. Nothing could be further from the truth. A truly gentle woman has standards. She sets boundaries. She doesn't accept disrespect, not because she's loud about it, but because she walks away from anything that doesn't honor her spirit. Her softness is not for everyone. It is for those who know how to treat it with respect. She can be kind, but not naive. She can be loving, but not dependent. She can compromise, but never at the cost of her self-respect. In relationships, this woman creates balance. She gives without losing herself. She supports without shrinking. And she inspires her partner to rise to her level, not because she demands it, but because her energy naturally elevates those around her. Inner strength woven with kindness. Strength doesn't always look like boldness or dominance. Sometimes, it looks like compassion in the face of cruelty. Patience in the face of frustration. Steadiness in the face of chaos. A woman who remains kind when it would be easier to be cold, that is strength. A woman who can sit with her own emotions, process them, and still choose love, that is strength. A woman who doesn't need to tear others down to feel powerful, that is real, grounded strength. Men may be intrigued by boldness, but they are moved by depth. and depth often lives in quiet places, in kindness, in softness, in care. A man who is truly secure and emotionally mature will never mistake a woman's gentleness for weakness. He will cherish it, protect it, and be inspired by it. The confidence to stay true to yourself. It takes courage to be gentle in a world that often rewards hardness. It takes deep confidence to show compassion when others choose cruelty. It takes self-assurance to stay soft, to stay nurturing, even when it would be easier to put up walls. A gentle woman doesn't mold herself to fit someone else's idea of power. She defines her own. She knows that being loving doesn't make her less respected. In fact, it earns her more admiration, because her gentleness is a choice, not a weakness. She knows who she is. She doesn't need to become someone else to be seen. And that self-assuredness makes her radiant. Creating safe space, and expecting the same. One of the most beautiful qualities of a woman who is gentle yet strong is that she creates safety. In her presence, people can exhale. There's no judgment. No need to prove. She listens. She nurtures. She accepts. But she doesn't just give that kind of space, she expects it in return. She doesn't tolerate emotional chaos, manipulation, or inconsistency. She doesn't play games. She is clear, calm, and deeply respectful, and expects the same level of maturity in her relationships. Because for her, gentleness is not about being agreeable, it's about mutual care. She loves deeply, but wisely. Becoming her, how to cultivate graceful strength. If you want to embody this delicate yet powerful balance of softness and resilience, it begins with self-awareness and intentional practice. Know your values, be clear on what matters to you. That's the root of your boundaries. Respond, don't react. Practice emotional regulation. Take time to breathe before you speak. Choose kindness. Not because others deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Set loving boundaries, say no with clarity, not guilt. Protect your energy with grace. Be open, but discerning, share your heart, but only with those who can handle it with care. Embrace your feminine energy, nurture, create, receive. These are powerful forms of expression, not limitations. Final thoughts. Being gentle doesn't make you less. It makes you more. In a world that celebrates the loud and the forceful, be the woman who brings warmth, softness, and emotional presence, and still walks with dignity and strength. The woman every man truly desires is not the one who tries to overpower or outshine. It's the woman who brings calm into chaos. Who leads with empathy. Who stands firm in who she is, while leaving space for others to be fully seen. Her gentleness is her power. Her strength is her quiet confidence. And together, they make her unforgettable. So be her. Soft, but not silent. Gentle, but not breakable. Graceful, but grounded. Because that is the kind of woman who doesn't just attract love, she elevates it. Conclusion. Becoming the kind of woman every man deeply desires is not about changing who you are, it's about becoming more of who you truly are. A woman who is confident and independent, yet knows how to love and care for herself. A woman who communicates with intelligence, carries herself with mystery and elegance, pursues life with passion, and stays soft without being fragile. These 6 secrets are not tricks or tactics, they are powerful foundations of inner growth. They invite you to reconnect with your feminine essence, while also cultivating emotional maturity, clarity, and depth. This journey is not about pleasing others or gaining approval. It's about embodying your highest self and attracting relationships that reflect your worth. When you walk through life with confidence in your step, fire in your heart, wisdom in your words, and grace in your soul, you become unforgettable. Not just to men, but to the world. You don't chase love, you become love. You don't need validation, you radiate value. So don't dim your light to fit into someone else's idea of desirability. Be the woman who leads with heart and holds herself with strength. Because that woman, the one who knows her worth, lives with intention, and loves with depth, is the woman men dream of, and more importantly, the woman you were always meant to be. So that concludes today's video. Thank you for taking the time to watch until the end. I hope you found some valuable lessons and that these shares will help you on your love journey. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more interesting content in the future. I appreciate your support and I'll see you in the next videos. Wishing you love and happiness.